Hi, I'm Aurora Light. I'm a Joy Alchemist Soul Embodiment Guide, and I am here to really just send you a message that is coming through today for myself personally and for me to share with the collective um, of just the deepest compassion for ourselves, for where we are right now on our journey, and this invitation to hold space for ourselves and for all of humanity. So we're in the middle of undergoing a huge process, um, truly a resurrection of ancient proportions, so that we can be elevating our consciousness and remembering who we really are. Divine truth seeking stars, just fractal of that infinite source of creation that split off to explore and play and learn what it is like to really experience unconditional love. And that's what this universe is created, with unconditional love as its founding principle and ethos. But in order to truly understand, we do require an exploration of polarity and duality, and to know what unconditional love um, is not, right? So, all of what we have been experiencing, as painful as it has been to go deep into this exploration in this 3D realm on Earth of what it is like to be in fear and separation and scarcity and terror and all of these experiences, they have been for this. mm, I like to think of it as a grand experiment. It's also kind of a game. It has been this separation so we could have a return. And the really cool part is that we are in this return right now, this resurrection of our original divine blueprint and template and matrix. And today is Easter Sunday. And I just wanted to share with you this transmission from my heart. I'm feeling this mm, deep connection with Yeshua, Jesus, JC, whatever you want to call him, and both in Mary's, in earthly terms, the Mother Mary, as well as his wife, Mary Magdalene. And their energy has been really strongly with me over the last week or so. And often, though, prior to that as well. But he's like, this was my week. And so I'm just going to share a lot of connection and contact with you. And I have to tell you that the being who was Yeshua here on the planet, or Jesus, or whatever he was called, was a real man. And he was really incarnating a really, really, really high frequency of energy that at the time on the planet, no one else was holding. And so he is someone that came through with a great remembrance of who he really was. His avatar, the avatar of Jesus, the body that he was holding, was able to hold this really high light quotient and this really high remembering of who he was. And there were lots of other beings, starseeds and other people who could hold that high frequency, who were around him, who went on this journey with him to anchor in this high light frequency to allow us to really return to that as a collective. So this is a really, really long story that I'm not going to fully tell, but we came, to Earth originally in a different template, in these bodies that were of higher dimensional templates, 6, 7, 8th dimensional beings in Lemuria, in Atlantis, and over a long period of time, we descended, and then it kind of happened suddenly, into lower dimensional frequencies, and it was all perfect, though. It was on the 3D realm, it could have been seen a lot of things as accidents or something that was unintended. But from the higher source level, this was all part of the grand experiment and plan to really embody polarity and duality and experience what that unconditional love is not, so we could truly understand it. I love to explain this in terms of, it's one thing to know that fire is hot, and another thing to actually feel the fire, right? Like that is totally a different experience. So we went through this process on Earth of descending in vibrational frequency so we could experience separation, so we could forget to go through this process of remembering. And that's what we're in right now. The long and short of it is, this time right now, so many people remember, or at least are waking up to the fact that they are more than these forms, that they are multidimensional beings. So starting to sense energy, starting to be resurrected to that original body template that was our birthright here on Earth, when we could access these higher dimensional realms. And in this now, on Easter Sunday, there's no coincidence that resurrection is celebrated, in this time, and that coincidentally or uncoincidentally, just in perfect harmony with the cyclical nature of time on Earth and in bigger, grander cosmic cycles as well, we are returning to the light. That's what happens in the springtime. And I am speaking from the Northern Hemisphere, where it's actually, if you can't see my outside right now, but it's actually still snowing out. So even though I know it feels like winter outside, the spring is returning. And that's kind of where we are as humanity. And it looks really chaotic. Like spring can be the worst, where shit's melting and you see all the garbage that's been laid buried under the snow for so long. And you have to do some cleanup, right? And you got to splash through big puddles. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but then you get to the springtime where things actually start to bloom. And so, kind of in that splashy, melty time where everything is being melted down, the things that we are no longer needing at this time. And so, in this time of reboot, being asked to go into stillness, like being in that cave, like Yeshua did, and then being resurrected and renewed in the light, right, as the next step in our evolution as souls. So this is a really exciting time. I just want to share with you some really amazing things are going to be coming online for humanity as a whole, and I'm already seeing it, looking about people that are using this as an opportunity, people that are using this shutdown and this pandemic as an opportunity to really connect with what matters and to really tune into their hearts, to get into alignment, to take care of their body vehicles. That's a huge thing right now in this stillness, in this time, to really connect with what is essential. People are noticing what's important to them. And I'm not making light of how many people are suffering right now. There is suffering in the resurrection process, right? It can be because you have to die first. That's not always a comfortable process. I remember dying many times, but I have to tell you, after that death comes the most immense freedom, the most expansive feeling of no longer being bound by a physical body. And we are going through a process where we are actually integrating our souls into our bodies so we can be physical beings who are unbounded by the 3D perspective of frequency, where we only feel that we are this, right? That we are these body vehicles, because we are so much more. We are multidimensional creatures of light that has slowed down, and consciousness that has slowed down to play in these physical forms. And we're in this process of ascending our frequency, right? Ascension into heaven, but the heaven actually is the new earth realm that's already all around us. So Gaia has gone through this process already. Gaia has already created her new earth realms that are from the 6th to the 12th dimension, which is about the most that we can experience in these physical forms. And she has shown me glimpses. It's like rainbow magic. I cannot wait to see more. But the cool thing is they're already available to us. And it's just a question of our perception, right? And it's our collective perception that is still holding and enmeshing the 3D, which is rooted in scarcity and fear and separation. That's the only thing that's holding it left, is our collective agreement about those things. So what you're seeing now is this opportunity for us to allow that to fall away, so that we may all be resurrected in our true form, right? Where we can understand and work with energy and see into multidimensionality by very virtue of just elevating our consciousness and perception and frequency. And that's just so much to get into right now, but I want you to know that we are in this process right now. And these resurrection codes are coming in strongly today. So we are being reborn as a planet, as a society, as a collective. And for those of you who are embodying this first, you may be riding the bliss waves, the codes that are coming in that are so full of that Christ consciousness and the light that is the unity and the joy, the compassion, the bliss of that embodiment where there is no separation, right? It's fucking amazing. I'm gonna be really truthful. It is absolutely incredible because there is no fear. I mean, really, truly, there is no fear because you know that you are going to be eternal and continue. And if you are thrown from this form, if you peace out, it's just a blip into actually more expansive freedom. It's just a transformation, a transmutation, a changing form. So that was the most important part about the story of Jesus, right? The story of the resurrection, the crucifixion, is that you actually can't die. You are just a caterpillar who changes form into a butterfly. And when you can really receive that in your heart, into this trusting or remembrance of that, you don't have to trust when you can remember it, right? When you remember that there is no possible way that you can just blink out of existence because you are connected to the all that is, then you get to move through life with this surrender into the allowing it to flow, which does not mean that you're not working, but the work becomes this fluid service to others, and it's just so much more beautiful because creations can happen so easily. And that's what's coming for us when we are able to shift our frequency up into the new earth realms of Gaia's creations that are already all around us. The work that we get to do becomes playful, right? It becomes aligned with who we actually are, which are divine creators in form. So we are moving into this embodiment process where we are these fractals of creator who remember that. So when you start to tap into and remember the power that you are, which is the same power that created the sun and the moon and the stars and the entire universe, and you are just aspects of that that have separated out to have all of these grand experiences, when you can tap into that, the fun begins, right? There is no death. There's only transitions and transformations. So there becomes to be this awareness of the play that we are in. And you can play at the 3D and the 4D level of separation and scarcity and fear and all of those things if you choose to dive into those things. And that is absolutely your prerogative. And there is also the availability to raise your frequency and consciousness where that is not even in your field, right? And then there are some people that are going to choose to continue to play in the 3 and 4D because they still have more learning to do, or they have more on their path that they want to master in that realm. So it is a return to our sovereignty when you get to choose, and you get to actively, consciously choose, because now that you know that it is a choice, then even if you don't believe it, you still have this awareness that there is a choice now. So I am inviting you all to open your hearts to receive with me all of the resurrection codes that are coming in this weekend, and all of the other freedom codes, the bliss codes, all of these divine creator codes that have been pouring into the planet from Solaris, our sun, from the central sun, from the great central sun, from source itself, because this entire universe is moving into this cycle of ascension together. So we've gone through the separation phase and we're now returning to that. And here's the crazy thing. I can speak from this because I remember seeing it and experiencing it before from outside of time and space, and just knowing that we are in the now moment of time where we are coalescing back together. But when you move outside of time and space, it happens in this, it's almost like this exhalation and this inhalation. So it all is happening at once. And it's only the fact that we have dipped back into experience these times that we experience it as being the now. And you can also remove yourself from the present moment and see it all having occurred, being manifest, and it's already happened. It's happening. And so the job right now that we get to do is play with how deeply can you sink into it? How quickly can you trust and enjoy the experience? How much resistance can you release today? So it's already happened. It is happening. We are in this process of ascending and resurrecting ourselves back towards that which we have always been and just forgot. And it can be fun, or it can hurt a lot. And the difference between those two experiences, our perspective, our lens of perspective, whether or not you experience this as a really difficult time where everything is being pulled and taken and falling away, but like just can be agony or can be ecstasy depending upon your heart. Is it open or shut? Are you still holding on to the old energies? Or do you have a lot of trauma still in your body? There are so many things available to us to move through, and your experience as it is perfect and wonderful and unique to you. But I do invite you to make a conscious choice to decide how you want to experience this, in resistance or in flow. If you have a lot of trauma in your body that is keeping you in resistance because this is overwhelming to you, there are so many tools available. Belief repatterning, EFT, hypnosis, somatic therapies. There are things because, the pain and the trauma, they're real and they are being held into your body because they've been overwhelming to you. And some of them are epigenetic, that you have been the one who is tasked with healing for your family lineage. And yet the healing is your responsibility, right? You get to choose now. So I invite you to open to receive all of the beautiful resurrection energy coming in here. And I'm being invited also to just share with you a little bit of light language that's wanting to come through. And with this, some of the heart opening that needs to occur in order to be able to fully receive them. So just take a moment to breathe with me into your heart space. You can close your eyes, breathing here. Beautiful. Just allow your mind to be the observer, to be in the back seat, so that everything that is coming through for you is just something that you are witnessing and holding space for. Leretos tieta ka arieta e tiarieta a yas kayana a boyaki e ta a deya toyashtanaya ki ibaka a leonash kieta teka orieta ayas ba ayata e deyashki biate ki ashieta be yatakayata manata wa sababakayata te skimna yatake aya te rena ashkite we yatakayate sha sukupa shupa keriana ayaki teriana ayaki te bayashki tayake iatata aya kita aya te I ki Moyana. Moyana ki ia kia heriana. He ki ayate. He ki ishkiano umoya. E ana ayake. Hayake. 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 E ti. Ostikarina. Ayaki na yaki. Dariana aste karita akapo. Dariana iti kana ayate ki ipoko o. Torete kiti ina ayatete ishteka aratata taya kita opa. Horita ash. Keato. Biatana a. Yono. Just breathing in to receive all of the light and sound code frequencies that were coming through my multidimensional self. Very, very big transformational codes, the symbols of eggs and butterflies, cocoons, the caterpillar, aching heart coming through to be transformed, but with love, with so much love, just all the love, so much compassion. And I just want you to know you are being so held right now, being so held by all of those who are the unseen, the masters, the galactics, the soul star family, all of those beings that want you to reach out to them. They want you to know that you are so loved. They want you to know that you are not alone. They just want me to be the receptacle. Receptacle? Is that the right word? The focal point to channel some of their love to you. So you can just feel deep love coming through. We're being held by so many beings. Our friends, our family, other aspects of self, Divine Mother, Father, Source. All of this and more is available to you. So again, just opening to receive and being with whatever is wanting to come up to be purged, to die. But just know that death is not the end, right? Just a transforming. So please don't be afraid of this ego trap that we fall into where we want to hang on to things, right? Where we just want to hang on to things at all costs. Let things fall away. Let things be transformed and transmuted. Let it die if it's no longer serving you, because you can't take it with you where we're going. And if you try to hang on to it, it's like dead weight. It's going to keep you from being able to rise. So my friends, together, we are rising. Thank you so much, and so much gratitude to Yeshua for going first and showing that we are rising together and ascending in consciousness, and that death is not the end, and that we are here to ascend together, my friends. So much love to you. Happy Easter. All my love.